Welcome back, everyone. Across Texas about 20 years ago, the big story was prison overcrowding. Well, today it's the same story, just not in the prisons. Ned Hibberd is live in the newsroom to explain. Ned?
Yeah, we are talking about a place, Don, that already holds more than 3,000 Texas inmates, and there is simply not room for many more. This time, however, nobody's complaining.
Here's Chief Red Wing right here. Here's an interesting story. Executed in 1931. He claimed to be a member of the Apache tribe. Supposedly raped a little girl in Victoria, so, you know, he really wasn't a chief. But that's the name he went to his grave with, Chief Red Wing.
Sandra Rogers is no warden, but at the moment she's keeping watch over infamous serial killers like Henry Lee Lucas and Kenneth Allen McDuff. Rogers is an archaeological steward who's worked to get Byrd Cemetery recognized as a state historic site.
Part of this designation involves a small plaque, historic plaque, that will be placed out here. We haven't received that yet.
Since the 1850s, Texas inmates whose mortal remains remained unclaimed have been buried on these 22 acres. It's a potter's field full of prisoners.
This is the final resting place of thousands of fellows and females too, of course.
The markers are engraved with the inmate's name, a date of death, sometimes a Texas prison system number, and a few of them have simply the letter X, which stands for executed.
361 men died in that chair.
Before lethal injection, Old Sparky sent condemned men to their maker, starting in 1924.
On the first night that they used this chair, they electrocuted 5 men. And I don't recall the exact number, but several of those 5 are buried up there at the Byrd Cemetery.
Jim Willett runs the Texas Prison Museum, where the chair is on display. But for 3 years, starting in 1998, Willett was warden at the Walls Unit, overseeing all executions. However, an inmate dies, Willett says some relatives opt for a state-funded funeral.
And I think when the family finds out that the prison system will bury him at no cost to the family up there, they choose that, and then they show up for the funeral.
And a few keep coming back, leaving flowers and mementos. Then there are the sightseers, drawn by the sheer notoriety of the place. Civilization is encroaching at all corners, and beyond the rows of tombstones, only a thin strip of undisturbed earth remains.
I hear that we are running out of space. I don't know what they plan to do.
The Texas Department of Criminal Justice isn't saying, although an official estimates there is enough room here for a few more years. The next 4 graves are dug and ready, just waiting for the clock to run out on someone else's prison sentence.
Last stop. We all have a last stop.
Yes, we do, and there are those who are simply destined to remain in Texas custody forever.